These are the example of encoding. The purple box is base64 encoding and the green box is URL encoding. To further understand security, we need to understand the difference between encode, encrypt, and hash. Encoding is not for security purpose. It is to transform data so that it can be properly consumed by different type of system. For example, encode binary data like image into printable characters, so this string of printable characters can be transferred to other system. The other system then reverses the encoding of original data, or called as decode. Keep in mind that the goal is not for security, so there is nothing secret here. Encoding and decoding can be easily done. The only thing required to encode and decode is what method used, which can be easily guessed from the encoded string. Example of encoding is base64 or URL encoding. Remember, don't use encoding for security purpose. It is a common thing to use URL encoding since certain characters like space or question mark in URL can be misleading. So, instead of passing this, we use URL encoder to encode the URL like this. A common pitfall is encoding the whole URL. Don't do this. Instead, make sure that scheme, host, and path does not contain reserved value like white space or question mark. Use a standard like snack case or kebab case for the URL. Only encode the value of query parameter like this one. Encryption is part of security. The goal is to ensure the data can only be consumed by valid recipient. Encryption is transforming data in such a way that only valid users with a key or password can decrypt the encrypted data to get the original. The key or password is kept secret between data sender and receiver. Example of encryption is AES or triple DES. These are the example of encryption. Hash is part of security. It is used to ensure data integrity. This is commonly referred as checksum or signature. In other words, if some part of data is changed, then you can know that it's changed. In contrast to encoding, hashing is one-way process that cannot be reversed. It is not possible to take a hash and convert it back to the original data. This means you know that the data is changed from original but cannot know which one. Hash takes input and produces a fixed length string that has the following characteristic. If two identical data are hashed using the exact same hash function, the resulting hash will be identical. If the two pieces of data are different, even only a single character, an exact hash function will produce two different hashes. Example of hash is SHA, bcrypt, or Argon2. These are the example of hash. In hash, we might encounter the term salt. Salt is a random characters that added to the original string before hashing. This way, we add extra layer of security to hash. To check whether string is valid, we need to have 3 items. String to be checked, salt if any, and the hash string. We rehash the string and salt, so we got second hash string. Then, we compare the first hash and the second hash. If they are exactly same, then the string to be checked is valid. For example, suppose Anna and Elsa uses the exact same password. We will hash the password using SHA-256. Without salt, the hash string for Anna and Elsa will be the same. With salt, we add a unique characters to each password. This addition can be in anywhere of the original password. By doing this, the password hash for Anna and Elsa will be different. One quick question. For storing user credential, should we encrypt password or hash it? Well, my recommendation is hash it with salt and make sure the salt is unique for each user. Why not encryption? Assume we encrypt the password and then an attacker steals user database and somehow he can get the secret key for the encryption algorithm. This attacker then decrypt the password from data he stole and get the plain password. Assume that the username is email and some people likely use same password for many of their accounts. By having this email and password, attacker will have the credentials he can use to log in with victim's credential. When using hash, the attacker cannot reverse the hash string. So, even if he got the whole data, he will not know the victim's actual password. By adding unique salt per user, we will also add another layer of security, since from so many data, the chance of having same exact hash will be very small, or even none. A common question: where should I keep my salt? This really depends. Sometimes, a salt is per transaction basis, which means does not need to be stored, but to be informed. For example, for each API call, we need to also give salt, so the server can validate the hash with supplied salt. When we share that hash string is unique per record, for example, unique per username, we can also store salt in same database.